Good morning. Let's start with a Ren Mai brushing or massage. So just gently stroke the palm of your hand down the front of your body. This is our Ren Mai meridian, our most yin meridian in our body. Just feel the pressure of your palms. Feel the warmth of your hands. And by stroking this very yin meridian, it helps to calm our nervous system. And the focus of our class will be calming Qigong, a meditative practice for the waxing moon. So then have one hand be still on your lower belly and the other hand on your heart. Let's take a breath into your lower belly, into your hand at your lower belly, and let your breath wave up to your hand on your chest. Pause, and then a slow exhale. Exhale out and a pause. So one name is wave breath. So picture that wave of air coming into your lower belly, filling your hand, rising up to your ribs, and then to your chest, to your hand on your chest. Pause. And then gently exhale out. Pause. So one way to sort of really enjoy the calming nature of this breath is to add some words. And so the pattern will be I am as you breathe in. And then word of your choice as you pause in your breath. So what I'm going to be doing this morning is I am. And then as I pause, calm, and then as I slowly exhale, grounded to the earth. So the thought is, as you do this movement, it kind of works with your breath and your pause, and you'll have a little bit longer exhale, which is really calming to the nervous system. So I am, pause, calm, and grounded to the earth. So I'll be quiet so you can choose your own words. Let's do one more. And then invite your feet to be rooted to the earth, crown of your head to lift up toward the heavens. Just turn your awareness inwards, noticing inside your body. And then opening up your eyes. A lot of the movements we'll sort of do as the waxing moon is doing, then we'll grow them. So this first one is, let's gaze at the moon. So you have sort of a moonbeam. Imagine it shining maybe on a lake or a pond. And then you lift it up to one side as you inhale. Exhale that moonbeam down and inhale it up to the other side. So we'll start just being rooted to the earth, turning from our center. Inhaling as we lift. Now, just like that waxing moon each time, maybe grow the movement a little more as that feels right. And then sink down and then maybe lift your back heel up. As that moonbeam comes down to the earth, and then lift the moon up into the sky. And then you reaching just a little higher, sinking a little lower, listening to your body today. And then keeping with that same movement, lifting your back heel up, letting your front hand knock right below your collarbone. Maybe a little and then gradually slow it down. And let your body still stay with that movement where you're moving from your center and your feet are rooted. But let your hands just swish and sway. Maybe one of my favorite, simplest calming Qigong movements. And then deciding what sort of breathing pattern best serves you. But sometimes exhaling out through your mouth can really help calm the nervous system. And then slow it down. Then lifting up your elbows, opening up your chest. We'll do a little baby great bear, opens their chest. Round your back, tuck your tailbone under. As you exhale, again, doing that sort of growing each movement. Take a breath in and then maybe round your back just a little more deeply. Now as you inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, maybe glide your hips back a little bit more. Again, playing into how big of a movement, as you grow it, feels best today. Maybe gliding your hips all the way back as you bring your elbows toward each other. Now let's do one more, and then slow it down. And then with your second and third finger, they're called sword fingers, I'm going to inhale up to one side, exhale down, inhale to the other, exhale down, inhale up. Now turn so that your right, I'll do your mirror image, your right hand is on top as you come across. Now, change. Now your left finger's on top. Change and do a little breathing in to your upper back and down. So we'll do the same thing to the other side, which means I have to remember which other side that is. Think it this way. Inhale, no. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Turn. And open up. And take a breath in. And then with that same sword fingers with one hand, float your left hand up. Reach up toward the heavens. Now, as your hands are going to go over toward the left, your right hip's going to come out a little as you trace the outer edges of the moon and down. So we'll go to the other side. So with our breath, inhale up. Exhale as you trace. Inhale up and down. And the same thing, we'll try that sort of waxing. So inhale up. Exhale, maybe this time bending forward a little more, reaching out just a little farther and down. So inhale up, exhale. We'll do this movement one more time, waxing. So inhale up, exhale as you reach, and then doing a forward fold, almost touching the earth, coming up and down. And one more side. Take a breath in. Exhale as you stretch and reach, twisting, come up and down. And then with your hips ever so soft and relaxed, trace with your tailbone the tiniest circle that you can trace. It's like a Pluto size, or maybe the moons of Jupiter, something celestial that's round and small, at least from this vantage point. Right? So little by little, isolating just right where you're, just right in your hips. Now, little by little, with your feet grounded and the crown of your head lifting up toward the heavens. Trace bigger and bigger, and then, so to see what happens or not, let your entire body play. And this is actually a Robert Pang movement called Dancing with the Universe. So then dance the other way around. Relaxing your neck and your hips. Again, feeling into how big of a movement feels right to you. And then slow it down. And then standing with your feet pretty wide, back up so you can see. You're going to turn on one heel. Let that other heel sort of turn out. And we'll do a lunge. Again, knee health is something we all appreciate. So as you bend, check. Make sure that ideally your knee is over your ankle. So how would doing your mirror image? So here is your left leg. Put your left elbow onto your thigh. And then float your right hand up toward your ear. Take a slow breath in. As you exhale, bring that arm around like you're tracing the outside of the moon. And inhale up. So exhale as you transition. And inhale. In a perfect world, this is kind of a straight line, not a perfect world. So inhale, exhale as you transition. Inhale, exhale. So let's do one more. Take a breath in and exhale. So now bring your elbow back down to your thigh. You're going to turn so that your chest is facing the earth and let your right arm just dangle. And then as you take a breath in, twisting from your center, open up, tracing that moon. So exhale down. So probably maybe feeling this in your, opening up muscles in your legs, strengthening your quads. Let's do one more. And then come to center. Let's forward fold. And relax your head and your neck and your shoulders. Invite the muscles of your lower back to just relax. And then bending your knees, tuck your tailbone under, and slowly roll up. Turn to the other side. So turning on your heel, your right foot. Turn your back heel sort of at a 45-degree angle. Find this kind of the width of the lunge that feels best to you. Drop your elbow. Luckily, I have these benches to hold on to. Drop your elbow onto your thigh. And then just stretch. Lengthening your back leg, feeling that stretch in your hip flexors. Now on your next exhale, trace the outside of the moon as you inhale, look up at that bright moon. Exhale, transition. Inhale, stretch. Feel the stretch from the back of your heel of your back foot to the tip of your pointer finger. And then exhale. Looking up at that moon in the sky. I'll do one more. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, transition. Inhale. Now, putting your elbow back down on your thigh. Turning so that your chest is facing the earth. Shake out your arm. Then inhale as you turning from your center, so facing the earth. Inhale, tracing as large of a moon as feels right. Inviting the muscles in the front of your hip flexors to lengthen. And let's do one more. And then let's do another forward fold. And relax your head and your neck and your shoulders. And then bending your knees, tuck your tailbone under. Slowly roll up and put your hands kind of straight back from your navel on your side and do a little rub, maybe with your knuckles. Really great bladder meridian point. And take a breath in as you open up, kind of looking back up at the sky. Great thing to do on the night as the moon is waxing and getting bigger. And then exhale. Glide your hips back and let's just do a parallel to the floor, stretching out our hamstrings. So inhale, opening up, stretching the front of our body. And then exhale, stretching the backs of our legs. We'll do one more. Inhale up, and exhale down. And then maybe bringing your sort of heel toe in a little bit smaller. Then we would do row the boat to the heart of the lake. It's a great calming movement. So teleport, is that the word? Transport yourself to a really calm lake or pond. And you're in this ever so stable, so easy to row boat. You're going to hold on to the rows and you're going to bring the rows up, glide your hips back as you row. And again, we'll do that sort of waxing over. Start slow. So inhale, the oars up, and exhale them out. And then kind of feel into what would feel the most fun today. How big of a row. So exhale as you go out. Now, the name is Rowing the Boat to the Heart of the Lake. And rowing on ever so calm a day. Let's do one more. And then roll it up and shaking out your fingers from your arms. And then a little bounce. Deciding today, is this going to be a waxing, get bigger and bigger shaking, or maybe ever so tiny little vibrations. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling out your mouth with a sigh. Such a great calming breath. Let's do one more. And slow it down. And in your stillness, notice any movement inside your body. Notice the spaciousness inside your body. Notice the places of calm. And then opening up your eyes, bringing your palms about an inch apart. And imagine you've got a marble. You're just rolling that marble right in the middle of your palms, which is our golden point. Pericardium 8, great acupressure point to rub if you'd like to bring in more sort of calming energy. So picture that little ball, but with your awareness, notice any sensations between your palms. Now, little by little, we're going to do that waxing, make it bigger, bigger. And then what happens if we grow and just stretch as if there's this beam of light between those Laogong points, and they're growing and then condensing, inhaling as you expand them, softening your shoulders, relaxing your jaw, just playing with this ball of light or this moonbeam in your hands. Moonbeam doesn't make sense. Moon. All right, so grow your ball. So that's all right. So what happens if you palpate? Just see if you can kind of find the edges. See how keeping your Laogong points pointing toward each other. And just with your attention, but also your intention. You got this big ball. So now you're going to float up your right hand as you twist to the right. And then bring your ball center. And now float left as your left hand floats up and down. So choosing a breath pattern that best serves you today. Just be in the middle of that yin reflected light of the sun, of the moon. And the moon is thought to be quite yin in comparison to the sun. So with your intention, just bask in that calming reflected light of the sun. Now you've got this ball, right? So now what happens if you move your hands forward, backward, right? Keeping those Laogong points facing each other and deciding which direction, how much of your body is involved. Just holding on to this giant, very light ball of light, or maybe it's the moon you're gently persuading to move. Now, floating your hands up. Look up at the heavens and keeping your feet rooted, gently twist. We're just doing a sort of a 360 for close gazing at the heavens. And just turning with appreciation and open-heartedness. Now float your hands down so that you have that big ball. Do the same movement where you keep your feet rooted. And as you turn, in connection, appreciation for the natural world and all the people all around you as you gently and calmly twist and turn. Inviting your tailbone to be soft. Inviting your quads to relax. Now turn your palms down to the earth and we'll do that same movement. This time with your Lao points facing the earth, connecting to the ground beneath us. Trusting that yin, nourishing, and relaxing and calming nature of the earth. Now bring your hands to your lower belly. We'll do that same, pulling our hands apart together. Just notice the sensations. And then as if you're holding the moonbeam of light, let's float that moonbeam up into the heavens. Now that moonbeam is going to spread out over the mountains. So you're going to widen your stance, have your toes point out as you do a little sink into a sumo squat. And we'll do this flow, touching the moon, touching the sea, something like that. And you're pushing. It's called push mountains. Imagine that you're pushing gently 2 mountains apart. Now straighten your knees as your palms face to the heavens. Now taking your pinky to that little roll, right here. So do a little roll. Start to dive down into the sea as you glide your hips back. And do a breaststroke. Forward fold as you touch the bottom of the sea. Pick up that moonbeam, roll up, and lift it up in the heavens. So take a breath in. Exhale as that moonbeam comes down. Inhale. Exhale as you start to dive down and do the breaststroke. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Do one more. Exhale as that moonbeam comes down. Inhale. Start to dive into the bottom of the sea as you reach out. Forward fold. Touch the bottom of the earth. Lift in my glide. I just like this one a lot. We're going to do one more. So take a breath in. Exhale. Invite that moonbeam as you push those mountains apart. Inhale, turning your palms to the heavens as you roll from your pinky. Start to dive as you glide your hips back, reaching out from your tailbone to your fingertips. Do the breaststroke. Touch the bottom of the sea and lift that moonbeam up to the heavens. Now invite that moon with all that calming and energy. Just float it. Picture pouring it down that Ren Mai that we were stroking in the beginning of class. So we'll gather, connecting to that nourishing yin energy of the moon. And we're going to fill that front channel, that Ren Mai. And we'll do one more. Inviting that calming energy to come down. And then there's one last, my all-time absolute favorite moon move, which is eating moon cream. So with one hand, the palm faces out, the Lao point, connecting to that energy of the moon. And I love doing this as the moon is waxing, and then on a full moon night. And then the other hand is at your lower belly. Now stand taller as you kind of sweep the edges of that moon, and then sink as you bring all that calming energy down to your lower belly. So inhale, sweep the edges of the moon, gathering that calming energy, and then exhale, sinking in your knees as you bring it to your lower belly. doing this movement with fluidity and ease, that effortless effort. Let's do one more to each side. Now bringing one hand to your lower belly and one to your heart center. Give a little rub. And let's end with that same mantra. I am, your choice of word, and a little phrase that's longer. So I'm going to be doing I am, and then calm, and I pause in my breath, and then ground it to the earth as I exhale. So take a breath in as you breathe from your belly, ribs to your chest. Same, whatever works for you. So I am calm and grounded to the earth. But I'll be quiet so you can say your own words. Then bringing your feet close together. Doing a nice rub to your belly. And rubbing the other way. Putting your hand on your heart. We'll do one more Ren Mai stroke. And then with your hands in stillness, your body, a little bit rock, a little bit sway. It's like your seaweed in the ocean. That seaweed is being bathed by that calming moonlight. And then bring your hands up to your heart with your knuckles, giving a little rub. Gently bow as you give gratitude for all that you have. And give gratitude for all that you are. And thank you.